Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have another showcase from my friend LuckyBunz. So he's a content creator, he's an amazing content creator, link in the description down below to his Twitter as well as his YouTube channel. And for the sake of the video, we'll call him Tyler because his in-game name is Tyler Skates 2, and he's an amazing content creator, as I said. He actually inspired me to create content. I know you guys may not know that. He's one of the inspirations to create. I was creating content, but he's one of the inspirations to start creating Pokemon Go content. I remember the very first video I ever saw of his. He was transferring legendary Pokemon, and I was like, oh my gosh, don't transfer those, trade those to me. But this was before trading was even a thing, and he didn't even know me at the time, of course. I did Pokemon Shuffle videos at that time, and because, like, you have to remember, I had just moved to Virginia not too long before that, and I didn't know anybody here. I wasn't part of a Discord. This was before I joined Discord. I didn't have any legendary Pokemon, and I really, really wanted legendary Pokemon, and he was transferring them left and right, and my eyes were bleeding watching that, but now I transfer legendaries all the time, so, but either way, he's an amazing content creator. But enough of that, let's go ahead and dive right into the battles. We have a similar team to what I was using, actually. I was using Garchomp with double fairy, so the double fairy with a twist. The video you saw of that, I was using Florges and Togekiss. Instead of the fairy charge attack, I had Flamethrower, but he's running the fairy charge attack, and he has Gyarados in the lead instead of Garchomp. So again, similar team, but he goes 19-1 with this team, but he only submitted 2 sets, so we're going to take a look at those 2 sets, a 5-0 and a 4-1. So 9-1 in this video, but he does go 19-1 with this team. It's a very powerful team, it really is. But we didn't even commentate over the first game. We were going on and on. Let's start commentating. Okay, I would say this is picking up a good matchup. Because Waterfall is super effective. Avalanche will do a lot. They do go ahead and switch into Machamp. Gyarados does resist Machamp's attacks, of course. Plus, you have 2 fairies in the back, so you're going to switch into Togekiss and Chum all the way down. Unfortunately, they do get to an attack, which, if they got to the Rock Slide, it's going to be the Rock Slide. They do not get to it. Beautiful call. Tyler may have been counting that, so beautiful call there. So in comes the Mammoth Swine. I'm going to go ahead and throw an Avalanche immediately, but it's not going to KO. We're still going to see a shield because it would do a lot. Trying to get to an Ancient Power. Able to get to one. You'll love to see it. So Ancient Power should be enough to KO the Mammoth Swine or take a shield. They do go ahead and shield, and they still don't get to an attack. That is amazing for Tyler. Gengar coming in, and it looks like the opponent, going to concede that game. So well played to Tyler. And we're going to go ahead and move into the next one. But yeah, shoutcasting these battles, it's such an honor, man. He has over 40k subscribers. He does amazing content. He does PvP occasionally, but he also does about events, like upcoming events and things like that. His channel is not dedicated to PvP. He also does main series games. I've seen I think I've seen Sword and Shield content. I know I've seen Legends Arceus content, I believe. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely go ahead and follow him. Everything, like he's amazing, But either way, Metagross coming in, but at least you lure out the Metagross with the Florges. Florges will go ahead and go for this Moonblast right now. I mean, it's for being a Metagross, it's decent damage. Usually when I'm in this matchup, usually they throw before I get to the second Moonblast. That happens to be the Summon Voice. I do think you probably do want to farm down if you're the Metagross, though. So I think the opponent did play that well because now you have loaded energy on the Metagross. You're going to be able to get off 2 Meteor Mash attacks, and even though Gyarados does resist it, Tyler is going to respect one of them because it still does a lot of damage, right? So Meteor Mash coming out, yep, still doing a lot of damage. In comes the opposing Gyarados with Dragon Breath, but Togekiss can easily stand up to this Gyarados because Dragon Breath is double resisted. I'm loving the Waterfall from Tyler on the Gyarados, to be honest, but the Hydro Pump, oh my gosh, that is not good. Hydro Pump doing a lot of damage, but Togekiss is still able to survive it and farm down. Unfortunately, Togekiss goes down before an Ancient Power, but going to be able to Waterfall down. Yep, able to Waterfall down that Metagross. You'll love to see it. In comes Garchomp. This is a tight one. Ooh, okay, so we're going to see the Crunch come in. Okay, no defense drop there. I mean, what's good here is that the Mud Shots are going to be heavily resisted, plus it's a weak move in general. We're going to see, it's going to be a tight one. That Garchomp has a lot of energy. Do you call the Sand Tomb? I think Tyler's going to call it. He is, and it is a Sand Tomb, and still not going to be able to farm. Yeah, Gyarados is going to be able to farm down. You safely shield this. That is a huge call. It could have went either way if they went for an Outrage. but they baited, and that was a great call by Tyler. Very well played. And you can see he's also a legend from a previous season. I think that that is Leon's pose, right? So that's season 9, I think. But either way, moving on to Venusaur. Okay, oh, very, very spicy coming in from the opponent. Venusaur is not a Pokemon we see in the Master League Premier Class. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's really not a Pokemon you see. Occasionally, maybe. I've never seen it, but very cool nonetheless. Shout out to the opponent for that. You can't go into your fairy types because Venusaur is a poison type. You're not going to run any part of that. So this team does struggle against Venusaur in general. You have to stay in. But luckily, again, it's not a common Pokemon. So we're going to see the Aqua Tail coming in from the Gyarados. As long as you can get it low enough, you could probably charm it down. Maybe Vine Whip it down, depending how low you get it. They're going to switch out actually into Dragonite. Oh my gosh, Togekiss coming in. Great matchup for the Togekiss. Dragonite can reach Hurricane if it's non-Shadow, but it won't KO, so Tyler is not going to go ahead and shield if it's a Hurricane. It's an Outrage, so they have Outrage. Beautiful, double resisted. Togekiss is at an Ancient Power right now, and in comes Excadrill. Trying to get to the Dazzling Gleam. They do get to it, but Excadrill does throw. So this is going to KO the Togekiss, I think. Yep, just going to let it go. Yeah, just going to bring the Waterfalls a chunk and going to be able to go for this Aqua Tail right now. Probably is enough to KO. I imagine this would be enough. Actually, it's not, but it almost KOs though. 1 HP. Going to switch into Florges. That Venusaur is almost gone. The opponent is out of his shield, so this should be a good game. Yeah, Florges is weak to Sludge Bomb, but at the end of the day, they first of all need 2 Sludge Bombs. Second of all, 1 Sludge Bomb probably wouldn't KO anyway. So that's going to be a good game, well played to Tyler, as well as his opponent. Let's move on. Gyarados into Glaceon. Oh my gosh. Okay. Very, very interesting pick by the opponent there. Yeah, I mean, these ice moves are neutral. But Gyarados is, just able to do a lot of neutral damage itself with Waterfall and Aqua Tail and Crunch, right? So going to be able to pick up the shield here. And as Zionic calls it, this is a season of spice if you want it to be, right? So you can use whatever you want. This could be a triple Eevee evolution team on the opponent's side just for fun. We don't know. I don't know if there's a third Eevee evolution. There might be, there might not be. So I'm going to pick up the shield there. And trying to get to another Moonblast, able to get to it, so that opponent may be farming down the Florges. Okay, very nice. That does a lot of damage. So they are going to go ahead and throw an attack because they're not going to be able to farm down at this point in time. Dazzling Gleam will KO, but Tyler is up 2 shields. You'll love to see it. You could bring in anyone. Yeah, I would bring in the Gyarados. Get ahead on energy there. Let's see, is the Glaceon going to come back in? Is it going to be something else? It's going to be that Glaceon. I'm going to go ahead and throw in an attack. Gyarados is going to go ahead and protect itself. That's an icy one, so that did debuff the Gyarados guaranteed. Okay, so we're going to see an Aqua Tail come in. Trying to farm down before Glaceon gets to a move. Let's see, is it a triple Eevee evolution team? It is Espeon, so you can tell it's just like a fun team from the opponent. Huge shout out for the opponent. For running an Eevee evolution team. I love Eevee evolutions, so that is going to be a good win for Tyler and a great game to both trainers. Very well played on each side. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the next one. We can see this set that he did go 5-0 in this set. The next set is going to be the 4-1. But before these 2 sets, he had like a 10-0. Unfortunately, I guess he didn't submit them. Maybe he wasn't recording the first set because he didn't know how he would do the first couple of sets. I don't know, but that's totally fine. We do have a Snorlax on the opposing side. Okay, I mean, I guess you could stay in for a while. The main strategy behind this team is to lure out the Steel type like Metagross, because even if you win this lead, but your Gyarados gets very low, if there's a Steel type like Metagross in the back, you're gonna just instantly lose. So I think we do have to see a switch at some point. Yeah, we're gonna see a switch into Florges now, and in comes the Machamp. Okay, oh, it's Bullet Punch. I saw Bullet Punch coming in. I was like, okay, I was thinking it was Metagross, but no, it's actually I saw Machamp. That is actually really cool. Bullet Punch hitting those fairy types, but it's still not doing much because it doesn't benefit from the same type attack bonus. Able to take that easily. Florges is going to be able to easily win that matchup. Able to Vine Whip it down. Cool to see that Bullet Punch though, to be honest. We're going to see a Snorlax come in, going for a Body Slam. Florges will go ahead and shield just so he can get off a Disarming Voice. Gonna actually overfarm, gonna go for this Disarming Voice, but they do a little bit too much of an overfarm. That's gonna force the final shield from this Florges. They're gonna switch into their own Togekiss. Okay, this is actually gonna be rough. Well, hold up. Do they shield this? Probably. I mean, they shield this, right? You can get off 2 Disarming Voices. They do not shield it. Gonna actually switch out into their own Togekiss. Gonna be able to charm down and yeah, gonna be well. The opponent I think gets to an Ancient Power. No, this Ancient Power is actually gonna force the shield from the opponent. Maybe the opponent's going for the farm down. No, I mean they have to throw. They can't get the farm down because they're gonna go down themselves. What am I talking about? So they're gonna actually have to throw this attack, and that's still not gonna be enough to KO. They do get the boost, which allowed both of them to go down at the same time, but in comes Florges, and this Florges will be able to go for Disarming Voice right now, and that will get the shield. I mean, they have to shield that. Trying to get to another Disarming Voice before they look down, and Florges is able to do it, so Tyler is going to be able to pick up this win. And that's going to be a great game, very well played there to both trainers. Yeah, able to win that one. Yeah, well done. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move into the next one. I forgot to cut out the introduction in this one. Only this one, but my apologies there. It's not a big deal. We do have another battle almost instantly. Anyway, Gyarados into Togekiss. Okay, so this is not as bad because you have Waterfall and not Dragon Pulse, so you could stay in here for the time being. But again, got to lure out the Steel type if there is one. But maybe you could pick up some shields or something. We'll see. We'll see how Tyler plays this. We're going to see Aqua Tail. Okay, maybe he's just going for the switch right now. No, going to go ahead and switch into Florges. Going for the Vine Whip down now. It's heavily resisted. They're going to switch into Chandelure. So Chandelure is interesting. I battled it myself. It's not bad for the Master League Premier Classic, but it takes so much damage even from the fairy attacks. But at least you lure this out because, you know, Charm is resisted, Vine Whip is resisted. You could Waterfall this down. So very nice. So luring out the Chandelure. So as long as they don't have another answer like a Metagross in the back, then this should be probably a win, to be honest. We're going to see an Aqua Tail. They actually shield because they want to get off this Ancient Power. Gyarados is going to go ahead and shield as well. Going to be a Dazzling Gleam. Okay. So we're going to switch out into Togekiss, and now the opposing Togekiss comes down, Garchomp. Garchomp is really common for this meta. So with Dragonite, a lot of things that are weak to Fairy are really popular in this meta, right? So that's why this team works. The double Fairy team does really well. Double Charm does really well. I know a lot of you might hate to hear it, but instead of the Florges, if you run Primarina, if you run Sylveon, it does really well. It really does. But either way, they both switch out. Dragonite, oh my gosh, you love to see it. You love to see it. This is only a Dragon Claw. This is too fast. So Dragon Claw coming out. You probably just charge up like max energy, or at least a lot of energy. You don't have to even worry about it. Gonna go ahead and go for the Moonblast. I'm not sure if this KOs. It might. This is a non-Shadow Dragonite. It doesn't KO, but now you can Vine Whip down. They get to a Dragon Claw, but that's totally fine. The attack dropped. Not that it mattered, but the attack is gonna drop, and that does nothing. Florges able to Vine Whip down. Absolutely amazing. In comes the Metagross. So here's the Metagross that was meant to be lured out, but again, it doesn't really matter at this point in time. Because Gyarados, the attack full as well. Gyarados, it will be able to come into this. The only thing, Gyarados is a little bit too weak, but Metagross is giving up its final shield, which is huge. So you just basically need to crunch. They do get a lot of energy. They have enough for Meteor Mash, but again, they're debuffed, so this shouldn't KO. However, Tyler is still going to go ahead and shield. It's going to be an Earthquake, actually. So that's fine. Going to try to get to the crunch. Going to overfall. Ooh. Okay, gonna go ahead and shield this. A little bit of an overfarm there, but that's okay. We're actually gonna see, we're gonna see the crunch right now. I'm gonna undercharge it to maybe get it more farm, but it still KOs. And now you're gonna bring in the Togekiss. They do get off an Ancient Power, but it really, even though it's super effective, it really doesn't do much. So not gonna do much. Was that Ancient Power or was it Aerial Ace? I don't know. But either way, it doesn't do much anyway. And that's going to be a great game, very well played. We're going to go ahead and move into the next one. Gyarados into Gyarados. So we do have a mirror match. In this mirror match, I usually switch out right away into Florges. But we'll see. That's what Tyler's doing. So in comes Florges. See if a Metagross and Magnezone come in. Now, if the opponent suspects, and this has happened to me, if the opponent suspects that it's a double Fairy team, like there's a Togekiss, they might switch into the other option, which has happened. Like I've had, when I put in a Florges against the Gyarados, one opponent switched into a Snorlax, and I was like, okay, they probably don't have a Steel type in the back, but later on they had a Metagross to handle my Togekiss. And so if you could predict the double Fairy team, it's best not to bring in your Steel type against the Florges. You'd rather save that for later on, right? So that could be a strategy if you think you're going up against, if you're reading the team, you think it's a double Fairy Team, Charm Team, whatever it happens to be, right? So we're going to see a shield right now from this Florges. So Disarming Voice coming in. So going to be getting the shield, very nice. Going to go ahead and switch into Togekiss. Togekiss, of course, double resisting the Dragon Breath, as we know. That's why I love seeing Dragon Breath, Gyarados, when I'm using a double Fairy Team, right? So able to go for that Crunch. Garchomp comes in, and that is going to be a GG's. Very well played. I've seen so many teams with Gyarados and Garchomp on the same team as well. Again, Togekiss loves it. Okay, so you can go into your Florges. And you have the Togekiss for that later. They bring in Metagross, so here comes the Metagross. So you would think, okay, hard counted. Maybe it is. Let's find out. It is possible to lose this matchup, right? You know, but we'll see what happens. Moonblast is coming out. So again, as I said, usually they throw before I get off the second Moonblast. As we can see right now, I think the best course of action, in my opinion, is to take the second Moonblast because you can farm all the way down, I believe, and then go for multiple media meshes against this Gyarados, right? That's how I would play it, but that's fine, you know, that's fine, because I understand, because, I mean, Florges can take those attacks pretty well, right? So we're going to see a farm down right now, so very nice. So going to switch out into Togekiss, and it is going to be Double Steal. Okay, so this is going to be a team that you can't really beat. It's going to be very difficult to beat Double Steal. I think it is possible against the Excadrill if you sneak in a Charma 2, because Excadrill is really frail, but the problem is it gets to its moves so fast. So if it's Excadrill, there's more of a chance. If it's Magnezone, there's no chance, but we'll see how this happens. But yeah, but they're gonna get to 2 more, right? So they're gonna get to 2 more, and the Togekiss is gonna be very low. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. Going to go ahead, and you have to shield this. But, so, Togekiss should be able to farm down the Excadrill right now. Actually, going to go ahead and switch and farm down. I like it. The opponent still has a shield. Going to go ahead and go for Crunch right now. This is actually a very close game. Despite the double steal on the opponent's end, this is actually really close, right? Going for the Aqua Tail, I definitely would have went for the Crunch here, because if they have to throw, they have to throw. I mean, you still have that Togekiss. They're going for the farm down now, I think. Yeah, they go for the farm down. Yeah, the Dragonite's going to be able to, like, Hurricane or something, I think. Hold up, Ancient Power coming in. This is actually really close. As you can see how powerful this team is. Double Steal, and Tyler is making this very close. But Dragonite gets to the move. The Charm came in. If Dragon Claw will not KO, anything else will. It's a Hurricane. Well played, Tyler. That is going to be a great game. You saw how close that was despite being Double Steal. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.